Here we are on the Limitless Deck Builder website to show you guys the full 60 card list. First things first, we are utilizing both of Hopstation EX's attacks this time around. In the previous dark version of the build, we were only using the Insta Strike attack and then also pairing it with things like Monkey Dory damage. This time around, we're going to be using the Metang engine for our energy acceleration, which is going to be very, very important so we can have our attackers always just chaining, ready to go, whether it be Hopstation, Mega Mawile, and you can even throw on those energies onto the Snorlax as well, and even Genesect. Even Genesect can take a swing at things if it comes down to it. All right, so first things first, let's talk about Hopstation EX. We have two attacks. We have the Insta Strike attack for 30 damage, 1 energy, or the Hop's Choice Band for no energies. You do 30 damage, and then you also get to poke one of your opponent's Pokemon on the bench for 30 damage. Really solid spread style of attack. It's really good for setting up multi-prize or multi-Pokemon and knockouts on the same turn. And then, of course, we have the big attack, which we're going to actually be using Brave Slash. Shout out to my Zacian V enjoyers who like to use Brave Blade back in the day. Hopstation EX here for the Brave Slash attack, 3 metal and a colorless, basically 3 metal and a Hops Band. You're going to be doing 240 base, aka 270 with the help of the Hops Band, and then of course with the Hops Snorlax you can swing for 300, and then if you have Postwick you're swinging for 330. So Hopstation EX can very easily 1-hit KO for 3 energies at 330 damage, which is just big for hitting all those big stage 2s and whatnot, and of course those big basic mega Pokemon as well. Those are roughly around 280 HP, so with the Zacian out and 1 damage modifier other than the Hops Band, you can take care of those big pesky 280 HP megas. And then you're also weak to fire, which you know, Snorlax EX is a deck you do have to be concerned about in the format. Next up we have the Mega Mawile EX. This is our 1 mega Pokemon in the deck. Very, very good. We have the Gobble Down attack for 2 metal. You do 80 damage times the amount of prize cards you have taken, so you can scale this attack up for some really, really big numbers in the mid to the late game. And of course you have the other attack here, Huge Bite, which is 2 metal and a colorless for 260 damage. But if your opponent has any damage counters on that Pokemon, then this base damage of the attack is only 30 instead. Next up we got Hop Snorlax. This is an attacker that's really good. Of course it can swing for 230 damage, which with all the damage modifiers on. Of course Snorlax does damage boost itself, which is really good too. And then you have the Beldum. We have 3 Beldums in here, 3 Metang, and the Metang is basically our electric generator Pokemon on a stage 1. So the Metangs and Beldums play very, very nicely together because of course we're going to try and get these Beldums out with the Precious Trolley or the Nest Ball options that we have. And then of course we have the Genesect EX, which we're going to use to just search out the Metangs, and that's going to make accelerating energies really, really easy. The fact that Metang says you look at the top 4 cards of your deck and attach any basic metal energy cards to your Pokemon in any way you like is really, really good. You can really flood your board with a ton of energies with the Metang. Now, one card you might question in this list, and it's totally understandable if you want to play without the Metagross, but we have the 1 copy of Metagross in here as well. I find it to be a very strong surprise attacker, especially if we're going to do something like a surprise Luster Blast for 200 damage. It's 4 energies, which is a lot. But if you slap on the Vitality Band, you can also swing for a surprise 210. So it is useful to start stacking up some metal energies on your Metangs if you know you might want to do a surprise attack with the Metagross. Metagross is another card that you could potentially cut and put in something else. It's just sort of like a tech addition. Another card I really enjoy in this deck is the baby Genesect right here with the Ace Nullifier ability. Being able to turn off your opponent's Ace specs is really, really good. This is a deck that doesn't mind going first, because if we do go first, we're able to set up our Beldums and start evolving into Metang on our second turn, especially with the help of our Genesect EX. If we go second, that means we can start doing our attacks with the Zacian EX right from the start, which is really, really handy. So again, as you guys know, I like to play decks that don't care too much about the coin flip, so this deck does have a solid game plan going first or going second. Of course, I think I want to go, for this deck, I really do do enjoy going blind second here, just because I like attacking with the Zacian, potentially for 120 damage on the turn 1, and then spreading some damage as well. Feels pretty good. But if you do go first, being able to get that Genesect on the board and potentially throwing on a Hop's Choice Band on it or a Vitality Band on it means that your opponent will be able to do a turn 1 Precious Trolley or a turn 1 Secret Box, for example. So, you know, going first is really strong if you have a deck that has Genesect, or Baby Genesect, I should say, that you can use. Of course, being a Zacian deck, you always want to play an Iron Bundle just so you can gust your opponent's active Pokemon out of the way. So we have one copy of Iron Bundle, which is potentially, you recycle it a little bit sometimes with the Super Rod. If you want to Super Rod it back into the deck, you could probably cut the Metagross for a Night Stretcher if you wanted to. Next up, we have Fezandipiti EX, just another standard card you need to have in your deck for some draw power. Genesect EX is also really good because not only is it going to search out our Metangs, but it actually can attack. You know, it can do 150 damage for 3 energies, and then you take a reduced 30 damage of attacks on your next turn. But yeah, sometimes that 150 is actually, it works out pretty well, especially if you already spread some damage on the board earlier with the Zacian EX. So, you know, some decks, Genesect EX is kind of just like a liability that never really attacks. You just want to put on an Air Balloon on this bad boy as soon as possible, so you can always keep retreating it, but it can attack. Also, the Air Balloons will go on your Metangs from time to time as well, just so they can't keep those trapped in the active too. For our draw engine support Pokemon, we are playing one Mew EX, which is really strong, and of course you can actually use genome hacking quite a bit with the help of our Metang to accelerate those energies. We got Precious Trolley as our Ace Spec. You could potentially play Secret Box as well, but I find that playing the Metang engine, getting your Beldums and like your Snorlaxes and your turn 1 attacker like Zacian, you got you got a lot to work with here, and I find that Precious Trolley flooding your bench feels really good. Now, I don't play a Latias EX in the deck. You could argue you might want to throw in the Latias EX instead of the Metagross. We might do that later into the video if I find the Metagross being kind of rough. But yeah, Latias EX is always a solid Pokemon. However, it can get retreat locked really easily, and everything in this deck can attack except for the Iron Bundle. We are playing 2 Air Balloons as well, so we have not too hard of a time getting our active Pokemon out of the active if it is a thicker, stuck Pokemon. For our supporters, we're rocking 4 copies of Arven. We of course just really want to see that turn 1 Precious Trolley, and we also want to see a Vitality Band, not Vitality Band, and we want to see a Hop's Choice Band turn 1 or an Air Balloon to get our bigger Pokemon out of the active. We got 3 copies of Lillie's Determination. This card is also just busted. If you guys have been playing around with Lillies, it is insane, especially turn 1. You know, seeing a fresh new 8 cards. This is the one card in the deck that gives you the highest odds of seeing a Precious Trolley, other than playing Arven itself to search for it. So getting that fresh new 8 is really huge. And of course, we don't want to be discarding the cards in our deck. We want to be able to, you know, keep using these energies with the help of the Metang engine. We also got 2 Ionos in here for some extra draw, for some disruption as well. Always try and save these for the late game. We got 2 Boss's Orders, which is always clutch as well, just to swing into what we want. We got 1 Super Rod. We have 4 Nest Balls and 2 Ultra Ball. The reason we play 4 Nest Ball and 2 Ultra Ball is because even though, you know, Beldum is a buddy poffinable target, we want Nest Ball to be able to bring out other Pokemon like a Zacian, like the Snorlax, the list goes on. So running a bunch of buddy poffins is not as universally good for this deck as something like a Nest Ball. And honestly, once you get 1 Beldum up and running, that 1 Metang can really put in work. And if you get any extra, that's cool, but we have Precious Trolley at the end of the day. That's where we're always going to want to search turn 1 with our Arven. We also have Vitality Band in here as well. I find Vitality Band to be really helpful so our Metagross can swing for perfect numbers, and the Vitality Band is also good at helping out the Mega Mawile as well. If you're swinging for 320 damage, you can get that extra 10 to hit that 330 number for Pokemon, I believe, such as like Charizard EX or whatever 330 HP is. We have 1 Counter Catcher in here too, 3 Postwick, one of the best stadiums in the game, and we have 1 Switch as well. So instead of playing the Latias, we just have the Arven searchable Switch, which is pretty handy. And for energy count, we have 13 Metal Energy in here, and yeah, 13 feels pretty good. It's kind of like how electric generator decks, Miraidon decks and whatnot will play 14 to 15 or 13 to 15. I find 13 to be pretty good, especially since we don't always need the energy attachment for turn, because of course our Hop's Choice Band is an energy in itself itself for Hopsation, which is going to be our turn 1 attacker. Genesect is so good for consistency, and the fact that you can attack with it is very good as well. And yeah, it's just a very solid deck. This is not like an S tier meta breaking deck by any means. This is a solid like middle of the pack kind of deck. I would put it in a B tier kind of scenario. And again, if you guys don't trust the Metagross, which I totally understand, switch it out for something like a Latias EX. It would make a lot of sense. But yeah, that is your look at the list. Now, if you guys don't know, the ranked ladder just reset today. They also included 2 new decks like Gengar and Mega Gengar, Mega Diancie in the game as well. So the ladder might be a little weird. We're playing in some weird sort of imaginary format. And of course, I'm going to show you guys all these games back to back to back without like cutting any of the horrible losses, or of course for winning, obviously big wins are going to be shown as well. But if you guys like this kind of content, do me a huge favor, hit that like button down below. I'll of course leave the full 60 card list in the description. All right, so we're going first against a Mew EX. We got a Nest Ball here to kick things off. Unfortunately, a pretty scuffed start. We're going to begin with a Zacian. I think we want to just go with a... Yeah, we'll set up one... Actually, no. This is tempting to kind of grief our opponent, since our start is going to be so mid. We could even just drop in the Genesect and put the Hops Band on it. So if they're going second, because they chose to go second, they're probably a deck that wants to play Secret Box or Trolley. You know what? We're going to go weird. We're going to play this one a little funky here, and we're going to throw in the Genesect, put the band on it too, actually, and we'll attach to the Beldum here. And we'll keep the Postwick in case we want a Stadium Bump. But yeah, we're going to do a weird starting play. Definitely a very questionable play, but it could pay off if our opponent is able to get like a big turn 1 with a Spec that we're denying here. And we do have the Arven and Iono in hand turn 1, so if we were fortunate enough to go second in this game, the Arven for the Precious Trolley would have been huge. All right, so it looks like we're playing against Gardevoir EX. Of course, Gardevoir is known to be the big, scary, best deck in format for what feels like forever now. So we'll see how this game goes. We do have a fun matchup into this deck because they do inflict some of their damage to themselves with the Gardevoir ability. As long as it's not coming over on our side with Monkey Dory, I'm pretty happy. But there are games where you can take out, you know, 2 Pokemon, 2 of these single prize Pokemon at the same time. It's not too crazy to do. All right, so let's start off with a Postwick. We'll go Mew. We'll go Arven. Arven's going to grab us our Precious Trolley, and we'll grab an Air Balloon as well. We could go actually, instead of Air Balloon, we could also grab Choice Band. And I think we're going to want to go with the... I think we're okay with going with the Choice Band. No, let's go with the Balloon here, because we can just attach from our hand anyways. We'll go Air Balloon to the Beldum. Precious Trolley gets us our Zacian. We can get a Genesect EX. And we can actually get a bundle. Bundle will mean we could bring up a Ralts, but because we got the Air Balloon, we're unable to KO him. So definitely should have maybe grabbed the bundle and grab something else instead. We could actually go Snorlax here. I think Snorlax instead of the Metang, because we don't necessarily need the Genesect at the moment. Okay, so we're gonna go Retreat into Hopsation. We'll go Iron Bundle here. So again, Iron Bundle is so good. One of the best cards in the deck. We can manually attach to Zacian and go Mew EX for 2. Nice, Ultra Ball, and okay, so let's just go ahead. We'll discard our hand, and we're gonna grab ourselves our Metang. We'll keep that extra bench spot free so we can get another Beldum going instead of grabbing a Genesect and using the ability. And now we can begin metal making. And nice, we hit 2. So we'll put 1 onto the... let me think here. I'm kind of fine with going 2 on Snorlax. And that's in case they go for some sort of like counter catcher stall play. Since we don't play Latias EX, I'm concerned about that. So we'll go Insta Strike here. We'll put 30 onto there. We'll put it on the rolls here. So you always have to keep in mind, just because we don't have the Latias available, we want to start loading up our Snorlaxes as well with the energies. And then we got a Metang off the prizes here. So we still have Mew for draw, and our Genesect, of course, being 1 retreat cost for the attack is really, or 1 retreat cost for the retreat is really useful, meaning it's super easy to retreat it out. Looks like they might get a rare candy play. Nice. So they got a rare candy Gardevoir here. So we might be getting a little punished for not putting the energies onto the Zacian, because we could one-shot the Zacian, or one-shot the Gardevoir. We got hit with the Iono PAF. Ooh, pretty nice. If we're able to get a boss's orders, and if we get a little lucky off the Metangs, we could gust up this Guardian, cook it. So that could be ideal. If not, we could always attack with the Hop Snorlax into this Mew EX as well. There's a line for that to happen. But we're in a pretty okay position, especially since they had a slower start here. Here's a Psychic Embrace. They can copy our attack as well, so they're going to probably copy our Brave Slash attack. So that's going to put them at 190. So now we can return KO with our Snorlax here. So they're going to Genome Hacking and take down our Zacian that way. We're always going to want to promote the Metang, just because we have that balloon. Actually, we have Mew... wait, let me just double check the effect. Yeah, so the energies can go on your Pokemon in any way you like. You know, Electric Generator was specifically the... specifically your bench Pokemon, so you don't have to play around that for this deck. All right, so let's go ahead and do a let's do a Metal Maker here. We whiffed the Metal Maker. We will retreat into the Snorlax, and we'll go Zacian on the bench, attach to the Snorlax here, and we'll go Iono. Here we can go Nest Ball, grab our Fezandipiti. We'll Fez for 3. Do we want a Super Rod first? Iron Bundle and Zacian. I think I want to... Yeah, let's go ahead and flip the script first. We want to rod the bundle back at some point. Ooh. Okay, let's go Hop's Choice Band on the Zacian. Do we want to counter catch it here? Can we do a big play 280s? Nope, 280s not happening. All right, we're going to go ahead and Dynamic Press here. So there we go. Our Snorlax is half awake, half healthy in our active spot. And of course, they're going to want to be chasing down our Pokemon like Snorlax, like Zacian. They're typically not going to be chasing after our Energy Acceleration like Metang, especially since this is a one prizer, right? Other card you might want to include in this list could be like Blood Moon or Soluna EX. But the fact of the matter is we have Mega Mawile, which is just very easy to set up with the Metang's engine or the Zacian. So, you know, getting those big 1-hit KOs with those Pokemon is great. And it means we don't have another big Pokemon that could get stranded in the active as well. We're getting Iono to 3 here. Ooh, okay. Beldum, Boss, and a Switch. Here comes Flip the Script. We got a Nest Ball. Will they bring out their Screamtail or a different sort of attacker? Maybe even a Monkey Dory. We'll see what they go for here. But right now, their side of the field is looking really lacking. There's a good chance that us doing that whole Genesect A-Spec denial play was really, really beneficial for us. I would not be surprised if they're running a secret box. All right, so here comes the Drifloon. They could start swinging with the Drifloon. They have 4 energies in the discard pile. So they'll hurt their Gardevoir a little bit just so they can retreat it, and then they'll swing with the Drifloon. And Drifloon will be enough to knock us out. There's a world where we just clean up this Gardevoir with the boss's orders play. We'll need to hand attach and then hit 2, and then we could go swing into the Gardevoir here, and that would be enough to take it. All right, we got a Super Rod. There's also a world too where, you know, if we were to like Iron Bundle this Drifloon away and knock out another small Pokemon, like whatever, maybe they like would have promoted like a Ralts, we could take 2 prizes that way. All right, here we go. Let's get the Mew EX in the active. Go ahead and flip the script. All right, our Metang is gonna have to put in some work here. If anything, we can also boss up the Fez and then knock out the Drifloon on the bench too. So let's just go ahead and kick things off with our Metal Maker. See if we're making any metal. Nice, we got 1. Not the best in the world, but I'll take it. And then this Fez is going to have a harder time being stuck in the active as well. So let's go ahead and bench. Let's go Boss's Orders. Their Fez. We'll retreat into Zacian. We'll get a... do we want to get the Snorlax on the board or another Beldum? I think I'm okay with going Snorlax And then we can go attach there. Put that band there. Actually, no, that band should not have gone there. That band should have stayed. That band should have stayed off of the Snorlax, because that is not a Hops band. That is a regular choice band. Alright. Anyways, can they take 3 prizes on this turn? I highly doubt it. But let's see what they do. We have the Metagross here as well. So if we go attach for turn, even our Metagross could close out the game potentially. Alright, here's Lillie's Determination for 6 new cards. And they still have Flip the Script available. There's the Mew. We can see a Mew EX showdown here. That'd be kind of interesting. Oh, they got the Bravery Charm as well. Artisan here. Things could get dicey. They could grab a Monkey Dory here. There's the Monkey Dory in the board. And a Earthen Vessel. Grab a Dark out of their deck with that. Now they have 6 Psychics in the discard as well. Alright, so their whole game plan against us is just keep stealing our Brave Slash attack. So they're going to need to put 60 damage on themselves, which means once they heal it with Monkey Dory, actually they can't even heal it with the Monkey Dory. They actually hand attached to the Fez. So we just have to do 170 damage here for the game. There is a world where we can actually win the game with the fun little Metagross that we have in our deck here. So we're going to thin down our hand to the maximum. So we're going to actually promote our Snorlax here, and that's just so I can burn the switch card. So let's go ahead and let's go switch into this Mew EX. Let's double check our deck with the Artisan just to see what's up. Okay, we got the one Beldum, and we have the Beldum in hand. Mega Mawile would also win us the game as well. So let's just chill on using the Artisan. We will go. It's so tempting to go Metal Maker now, but let's do Flip the Script here for 3. And if we get a Nest Ball card or an energy, we're good. Ooh, no, that's rough. Okay, here we can go Postwick, and then we'll go Beldum, and we go Air Balloon onto. We'll go Air Balloon on the Fez. We can actually go Super Odd. Super Odd means we can load our deck up with a ton of these Metal Energies, which is really, really good when it gets into the late game. And now we can actually use the Metal Making. We can use the Metal Maker ability here. Nice! And we hit 2. Because, of course, just like electric generators, the odds get higher and higher. Here we could also close out the game with Snorlax, but it is just way more fun to attack with, you know, Metagross. Because who would expect you to win with a Metagross? And let's just use Mew EX for fun. If we can get boss to extra insult. No, okay. Alright, we'll go Lunar Blast, and we'll take the first win against Gardevoir EX, showcasing the cool, unique power of Metagross at the same time. Let's go game 2. This is going to be against Zidiano 10. So for this game, we have lost the coin toss here, and we will be going second. Okay, so cool. Our opponent is a deck that wants to go first. We will get to show you second, and oh my god, 3 Nest Balls and 4 Metal Energies is crazy. Okay, they know that they're up against a Metal deck. That's the only hint we gave them. Oh, okay. Genesect turn 1. Not horrible. Not the end of the world. Okay, I'll take a Genesect on the board, especially with the help of Air Balloon. And it's looking like we hit a Teal Mask deck of some sort. They got the SIR Teal Mask, they got the Teal Mask sleeves. We could be playing against a Venusaur deck, or I don't know, man. Whatever plays Teal Mask. All right, here comes the Nest Ball. This will be telling of what the deck is. Will they grab something maybe like a Fanrotom? Will they grab Bulbasaur? Will they grab their I really wouldn't know, but they're doing their deck search. We got Squawkabilly, so some sort of turbo deck. Okay, what are they cooking? It could be Terrabox as well. We got the Ultra Ball discarding Sada and Iono. Okay, so this looks like it is gonna be Raging Bolt Noctowl, seeing that Sada in the discard for the Ultra Ball. Alright, so we got the Baby Raging Bolt. This Pokemon can snipe, which is something to be aware of in this matchup. And And the Jamming Tower. Ooh. Jamming Tower is spicy, especially because our Air Balloon won't be as useful. And now they can grab like a Mew or a Latias EX. So there's a Latias EX. Now they have free retreat available. And then they can just give us the Raging Bolt if they wanted to. Squawk can see the empty hand. That always feels really, really good. For us, we really want to see like a top deck of like a Postwick or Trolley or Nest Ball. Anything like that. One other thing in this matchup, Squawkabilly is such a beautiful target for us to attack in the game, just because Zacian EX can really hurt that bad boy up. Alright, here we go. We'll go Air Balloon on the Genesect, and unfortunately, we're going to have to go with a... We'll go with an attachment on the Jenny. I think that's not horrible, because if we do get a Hop's Choice Band, we could still use that to attack. Oh, but if we... Yeah, the Jamming Tower has to go. Let's just attach the energy here, because I do not want to draw another energy off Lilies. Let's see what we get from the 8 cards here. Okay. We didn't get too much there. But we got the 1 energy and Hop's Choice Band. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use Metallic Signal here. It always makes sense just to use your Metallic Signal so you can thin those Metangs out of your deck. That way we don't draw into them on the next turn. So kind of a rough start here. Lilies was not what we wanted it to be. We got Raging Bolt. We got Teal Dance coming in here. So 2 energies plus that Raging Bolt on the bench is ready with that 1 fighting. Our next turn, we're going to be potentially attacking with this Genesect, honestly. We're going to evolve our Metang, and then, yeah, we're going to have to probably do some Protect Charge with the Genesect. Luckily for us, too, we are resistant to Grass, so if this Teal Mask Ogre Pontiac decides it wants to start attacking us, we're happy that we're not going to get one shot. Wellspring Mask Ogerpon is another Pokemon that's just sneaking its way into quite a few decks. I'm even playing it in my own toxic sneaker box, you could call it, just because I really like the fact that Prism Energies play so well with Wellspring. We're going to get Saw blocked for 20. Unfortunately, Wellspring is weak to Lightning, not Metal. But we'll go Metang here, and then we'll go make some Metal. Wait, let's just double check. Metallic Signal, I think all of our, we have 3 Metangs and the Metagross, so we're just doing that for fun. And let's Metal Make, we need 1. Yes, we got 1 here, which means we can attach it there. We can attach from hand, and we can start attacking with Protect Charge. So, this means now the Sob will do no damage to us, and yeah, pretty happy about that. However, we are now at 200 HP, so that means the Raging Bolt could have an easier time knocking us out, just because they would only need 200 and they'd only need 3 energies to knock us out. But I don't think they have energies in discard. Well, they only have 1. They only have 1 lightning in discard. Okay, cool. They're discarding the Jamming Tower for us for Area 0. Oh, discarding Prime Catcher and Squawk. Those are some painful discards, but with the Mew EX restart for 3, they could really get the momentum in their favor here if this is like a good 3. Like, they want to see a Sada here. They want to see something playable off that Mew, because, you know, discarding that Prime Catcher, discarding in any Ace Spec is rough. Alright, we got the Fighting Energy. This pays off for them if they hit the Sada. Oh, the Saw block. No Sada. Okay, cool. We're happy about that. Iron Bundle's pretty cool too. We'll bench the Iron Bundle. Here we're going to go Metal Maker. And we got 1. So we're just going to start setting up it on the Metang. So of course your opponent might just think you're doing this because you want to make sure your Metangs can't be as easily retreat lockable. But we have the Metagross play in our back pocket. So we'll also go ahead and attach 1 metal to the Metang here, since we may as well. And then, is it worth evolving into the Metagross now? I don't think so. They're going to want to take this 2-prizer down, so we can make metal at least 1 more time in this matchup. So let's go ahead and use Protect Charge for the knockout. Our unlikely hero in Genesect EX is taking our first 2 prizes. And they have to they don't have to shrink down their bench. They already have Teal Mask as another teal another Terra type. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, another Wellspring. They're a virus. They keep popping up. Koraidon as well. Just playing out the hand so they can get more draw from that restart. So we got the restart for 2 here. And will they find Sada? Ooh, Crispin. Not quite Sada, but it will be enough to get them there for the KO on this turn. So we're going to see a Lightning Energy and a Grass. And oh my goodness. Did they only show the Grass for the Crispin? Oh no, Grass and Fighting. Okay, so they added the Grass to their hand and the Fighting went to the Koraidon. And they're going to Teal Mask this. Okay, they're Teal Dancing. Do they have knockout with the Teal Mask? We have 200 HP. They're swinging 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. We live because of resistance to grass. So they have to attack with the Raging Bolt to take us down. And now on our turn, we can try and put in some work with the Metagross. We have Iron Bundle as well. That might be able to tank a hit too. But the Metagross might have to put in some work here. Alright, yeah. Let's see what we can do against the... Wait a second. They thought... They discarded 3 energies. They misplayed. They misplayed and we won it. Oh my gosh. Because of Genesect's effect. Because of the effect, it takes 30 less damage. They chose 3, and that was a misplay that cost them the game because they lost the knockout there. Alright, next up we're playing against Lucario XX TTV. Let's see if they're going to choose first or second. And we will be going first here. So this means our game plan is to get those Metangs up and running as quickly as possible. Oh my god. We popped off with the Precious Trolley turn 1. There's no play they can do that will stop us now. The momentum will be in our favor. Let's go Precious Trolley. Let's get a Zacian. Let's get a Beldum. Let's get a Beldum. Let's grab a Mew EX. Let's grab a Snorlax. I think that's good. We don't need to grab the Genesect. The Genesect is a bench clogger at times. I want the bonus damage from the Snorlax, and we have the Ultra Ball in hand, so I know that we'll be able to do some shenanigans with that. Alright, so let's go with these 5 Pokemon. We will hand attach to our, let's put it on the Genesect just so we can retreat next turn guaranteed. And we'll also go with the Ultra Ball, discarding Nest Ball and Snorlax. That'll give us a Metang. We'll bench the Postwick. We'll play the Mew, or not play the Mew, use Mew's restart. And another energy. We could retreat now and avoid getting locked with the Genesect in the active. I'm okay with just passing there. We don't need to discard the energy for retreat cost so willy-nilly like that. Just in case we're able to get something like an Arven the next turn. And get like an Air Balloon. And there's even a world where Genesect can attack, which is pretty funny. Alright, they got Precious Trolley. So they also are a Precious Trolley enjoyer. So just imagine, you know, if we were able to get a tool on our turn 1, we could have denied their Precious Trolley for turn 1. Alright, we're playing against a Festival Leads deck by the looks of it. Very cool. This is going to be a pretty fun time for our Zacians to pop off, or Zacian to pop off, just because we could definitely take some multi-prize KOs with the Insta Strike attack here. So this matchup, we don't even really need to set up our other big attack. Alright, so we'll go Metang there. We'll go hand attachment to our Zacian. We'll go Mew for 1. Boss's Orders, not bad. Metal Making Time. Nothing there. Okay, we'll just retreat here. And then we're going to go Boss's Orders. And we're going to swing at the Grookey. And put 30 on the Goldeen. Thing I want to mention for you guys is when you do play this deck, you're going to want to be very mindful about what you know is on the bottom of your deck when you do use your Metal Maker for Metang, because those cards that are not the energies go to the bottom of your deck. So it's going to be useful to make sure you have like Ultra Balls available so you can shuffle your deck so your Mew EX restart can be of extra value. Another thing to note is, say you really do want to draw a supporter off your Mew's restart or another non-energy card, then you're going to want to actually use Metang sometimes first for the Metal Maker to thin out, you know, metal energies from your top of your deck, so your Mew can give you those more impactful cards for the turn. So there is always going to be some skill ceiling when it comes to how you want to sequence your metal making and your Mew's restarts, so just keep that in mind. And of course, remember what is on the bottom of your deck, because if you're looking for a card and you're really trying so hard to get it, but you forgot it was on the bottom, you're kind of like throwing it away. All right, so here we go. We got some metal to make. We got 2, and well, the other cards are Iono and Switch. So we know that Iono and Switch are going to go to the very bottom of our deck, so just always keep that in mind. We'll go attached to the Metang. I think we can actually use... Actually, we can use this... We can even use Genesect to attack at some point. Okay, let's put one on each of the Metangs here. And we'll go Metal Maker again. Okay, cool. So this will just make everything a little easier for potential retreat lock plays, just to keep that in mind. Because we are not playing Latias. And we'll go 30 on 2. Unfortunately, we don't have the Postwick, so we can't instantly KO this Dipplin. This Rellor, if this Rellor does get evolved, that will be very annoying, because then they would have some bench protection as well. So we want to get that Rellor off the board before it evolves. There's the Brave Bangle, Silver Bangle, Brave Bangle coming in. Oh, there's a Vitality Band. An Iono. Okay, we do not mind that Iono at all. Oh my god, there's where all of our supporters are. Alright, so we got Boss, Arven, Lillie's Determination, and the Metagross as well. So Metagross has a pretty cool attack. It does 60 for the first attack, and then if you use that attack again, it does 120 on the next turn. So Metagross could potentially be a really solid attacker, especially because it is resistant to grass. So if the Dipplins are swinging into our Metagross, we're not too upset about that. And we're gonna get hit twice here. Twice. So for us, we definitely want to take down the Rellor and the Dipplin at the same time. Let's go ahead and go Metal Maker number 1. We'll put that on to the Snorlax, just because it could be a target. We'll go attach this to the Genesect. We'll go Metal Maker 2. And we're getting to the point where we could just evolve this Metagross now, which honestly I'm not too against. And we'll go Arven here. Yeah, Arven here will give us the Hop's Choice Band, and then we'll go item, we'll go with the Switch. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Hop's Choice Band goes on the Snorlax. And we got the Insta Strike for 2 knockouts here. We'll take down the Active and the Rellor. And now the prize exchange is 3 to 6. Very, very good. Ooh, Hop's Choice Band and a Beldum. Okay, those are kind of useless cards for us here. Having the boss's orders in hand is really, really handy. I think I should have probably grabbed Nest Ball or Ultra Ball instead, just so I could chain another Hop Zacian EX. Let's see what they do here. Oh, Rapid Draw can swing twice. Okay, we're going to hit with an Iono anyway, so kind of works out that we didn't grab the ball card. Ooh, okay, Postwick is huge. We do want to be bumping their stadium as quick as we possibly can. And a Super Rod's getting played. They're going to put back probably their Dipplin and an Applin. Okay. This matchup would be extra good for the Dark Zacian, just because we could combo the Monkey Dories and stuff that way. Alright, so they're going to take 1 hit there, and then I'm going to give them... I'll give them the Genesect here. They're going to hit the Genesect as well for another 60, or no, 70. And now, we can start attacking with our Snorlax, I believe. Okay, let's go Postwick, bump the stadium, and honestly, we might even... attack with the Genesect too. That's world. We don't want to give up the Mega Mawile. Mega Mawile is not going to get used here. We'll put this Vitality Band onto... Let's put it on the Metagross. Doesn't hurt there. We can Mew for 1. Lillie's, Iono. Okay, let's go with the Iono here. We do have the knockout with the Snorlax, which is great. We got Nest Ball. Ooh, okay. Here we can go Nest Ball. We get Zacian. And then we would have knockout here, and then we could put 30 onto... With 30 on the Goldeen or the Applin. Probably the Goldeen is a better target. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go Nest Ball here. We'll grab our other Zacian here. We have 80, yeah. So we have knockout with the Zacian. And then this means we can start getting an extra spread going here. We'll put 30 onto the Goldeen. Just because I feel like they're going to be more likely to evolve that Applin. Since we already got rid of the one seeking there. Unless they hit like a Night Stretcher. Alright. All we need now is 2 more prize cards remaining. So we can get... Oh, if we can get a Genesect, or sorry, if we can get another Zacian. I don't think they're going to knock out this Zacian. But if we can get, whatchamacallit, Boss's Orders, that'd be huge on this next turn. A boss could get us the game, and we could take 2 prizes remaining that way. But I like the fact that we do have a lot of, like, solid 1 prize attackers in this deck. We don't have to go heavy on our 2 prizers. The fact that we can weave in a Snorlax, we can weave in a Metagross. It helps. Just to keep that in mind when your Mega Mawile goes down, that is 3 prizes as well. So you want to make sure you're not giving them like a 1-3-2 prize route or a 3-1-2. Usually Mega Mawile can be like the big final boss at the end of the game, just because it's 270 HP. Alright, there's the Lillie's Determination. So that's good news for us. On our turn, oh, Counter Catcher's coming in. Alright, so they're gonna get our Metang stuck in the active here. They could attack it too. Okay, so they're gonna go for the Metang stranded play. Let's go with a Metal Maker here. Yep. If we can Metal Make and not see boss, okay. No bosses there, so this is good. So we can have a higher chance at seeing the boss now because these 4 cards are not boss. We can go Hand Attached to the Metang. We'll go Mew for 1. And if it's boss, we have game. Iono. Okay, here we're going to go Lillie's for a fresh 6. And we can just go Retreat into Zacian. Insta Strike. And we'll put 30 onto... It doesn't really matter at this point. Oh, we'll put it on the Applin here. Because our entire side of the field can clean up house on any of their Pokemon here. So all they can really do here is try and do get a stranded kind of play. So they have to try and like gust our Metang back into the active. And they could potentially steal a turn away, but with Metang's ability in itself, if we go attach and then Metal Make, we could just retreat that way and have game. But they're gonna have to play CC here. Iono. Okay. Iono to 1 is rough for us, but we do have Mew established for that restart, of course. And we got our own CC, so that's a useless counter catcher, that's for sure. They got the stadium. That's big. There's a 70, and then we're gonna get for another 70 as well. But I think that is oh no, we have to draw. We have to. We'll go Metal Maker here. If we get an energy, we just win. Yeah. So now we can just retreat into the Snorlax and have game that way. And that will do it for the game number 3 in our Zacian Mawile deck. Alright, so it says here we're at 51 minutes of record time. That includes the deck profile and the 3 games we just did. So we're going to do one more final game to show you guys this deck. Maybe we can win the coin toss and choose second and do some cool Zacian play, but I'm going to try and keep the gameplays for you guys at about an hour's worth of content. Alright, we're playing against Sir Stupid Pig for this very last game. And of course, if you guys are playing Zacian, the metal version with the Metangs and your Mawiles, let me know how you're building it. Like, let us know. Like, you can always copy paste your list in the description. Give us your feedback. Let us know how the matchups are going for you. I'm only one person cooking, but of course, it's always good to have extra chefs in the kitchen. And it looks like we have a rough start here. Precious Trolley, at least. I say rough start because we don't have Latias in the deck. At least we got the Air Balloon, but we're gonna need to. We need to get that switch. We're gonna need like a turn 1 switch from this Lillie's Determination. And oh my god, this is probably the hardest matchup we can play. We're hitting Snorlax EX and we gave them first. So, Carmine. Oh god. Oh god, that was a hard Carmine to witness. They lost the legacy. So at least we have that going for us. But they're having a pretty good start here. They'll probably grab a Squawk, I would assume. Or if they have Lunatone Solrock and an Energy, they're cooking. Ooh, do they have Lunatone Solrock and an Energy? Don't tell me. Oh my god. Lunatone. Oh, that's it. Okay, what can we do here? Postwick comes in. We'll go Precious Trolley is a no-brainer. We got ourselves Zacian, Mew EX. We need the draw power. We need the Beldum. Genesect. We don't need this Genesect anymore because they already got rid of their A-Spec. We have the Snorlax for our damage boost. We'll get the bundle in for some extra gusting options. And I think we're good with a Fez. I think the Fez is fine. We don't have another Beldum. I would have liked another Beldum. But yeah, this is where we're getting punished for not having Latias EX in the deck. If we had Latias EX available, we would be able to like really pop off here. Let's go hand attach to the Snorlax. We'll put the balloon onto our Beldum. Always makes sense here. We'll go Lillie's Determination for a fresh new 8. And we want to see that switch. No switch. We got the Hops Band. We'll put the Hops Band on. Honestly, I kind of want to keep the Hops Band for now. I don't expect them to play an Iono. They have so much there. You know what? No, let's put the Hops Band on this dude here. Because if we do get hit with an Iono, there's still a world where we can go attach to the Zacian and Metal Maker. And then we use the 1-8 KO attack on the 1 Snorlax EX. There's the Solrock. There's the Lunatone. Here's the Lunar Cycle coming in. Discard 1, draw 3. It's like concealed cards, but even crazier. Alright, they got a second Charcadet. Now things are getting scary. We have the Snorlax. Well, they have the attachment here. Carmine, discarding the fighting. They need that fire energy. We just have to chain. We have to win against them in this prize race of 2-2-2. And with us presenting a 1 prize Pokemon in Snorlax, definitely makes it more likely for us to win. Here comes the Earthern Vessel, probably discarding energy. Get 2 more, maybe a fire, maybe a fighting. 1 fire, getting discarded. Will we see the split energy grab? Yes, we do. Our Snorlax is definitely going to take a big hit to the face here. Losing that energy for the attachment, but it's not a big deal. Alright, so here we at least have Fez. We have Nest Ball. So our chances of getting this 1-8 KO attack with the Zacian isn't horrible. There's actually a world where we can copy Snorlax's attack with Mew EX. So that is definitely a play that we might end up doing. Okay, so let's kick things off here with the Nest Ball. We're going to want to grab our Genesect here, and that is just going to allow us to get the Metang out. So we'll go Metallic Signal. We'll thin out both Metangs. Evolve the Metang there. So here, if we play Arven first, we could thin out a tool and an item, and that item can do some more additional thinning, which would really ensure we hit off the Metal Maker. Or we can Fez now, and then deal with the ramifications later. I think I'm okay with going Arven first here. So Arven will grab us a Vitality Band, and let's go Ultra Ball. And this way I can also discard the Nest Ball in our hand, and honestly the Postwick. Or we can even discard the Vitality Band. I don't think the Vitality Band is something that's going to come up as big in this matchup. So we're going to thin out, discarding that, and 210. Do we have to worry about Fez? Maybe Metagross or Metagross swings into a Fez at some point. Do we ever steal their own attack? No, probably not. Like, we don't steal their first attack. We're always stealing their second. Okay, we'll discard the energy here, just in case they have a stadium that they want to use. We can just bump that. We'll grab the Zacian here. I think that's a safe play. We can go Fez, or we can go Metang. Let's go with the Metang here. Here we go. Metal Maker. Ooh, that's a big whiff. Here, we'll have to go flip the script. That was painful, man. That was painful. Not looking too hot. Yeah, let's go attach to Zacian here. We're gonna have to sacrifice our bundle. Bundle will have to go down swinging, unfortunately. So they're gonna get that prize race going for that 222 faster than us. We really needed to get Metang Metal Maker for 2 there going to really secure the KO. It might have been more correct to flip the script first in hope that we get an Ultra Ball to thin out another Pokemon. Because our odds were, I guess, so slim and we already knew our win condition was 222 first, I think we should have gone maybe more all in, you could say, with the flip the script before the Metang. Because you want those Metangs to hit. So whiffing the Metang hurts. This is another scenario as well where this Metagross could be another Metal Energy. So our poor Zacian here is about to get cooked alive. 500 damage. Oh my goodness. So our Mew EX here is going to need to put in work. We're going to have to hit 2. We're going to have to really go wacky with these Metal Makers. Okay, let's start off with a Fezandipiti for 3. We'll go Super Rod here. Grabbing 3 metals. Let's do Arven these 2. Genesect, just some more excessive thinning. Thin out all the things. Ultra Ball discarding the Vitality Band, and we can discard a Metang. Actually, we don't even need this Mawile. Mawile is not helping nobody in this matchup. Now, let's just do the Metang. Now we can set up, oh, we can't even set up a Beldum. We prized 2 Beldums, so we're rocking with the 1. That's rough. Oh, that's so rough. Metal Maker for 2, attach, genome hacking. Oh my god, we got Metal Maker for 3. Our prayers have been answered. Unfortunately, we don't have a... Well, Blood Moon still wouldn't instantly KO the Surledge. We need to be able to instantly KO the Surledge. So we can start setting up the Zacian on the bench. Put this band on it. Put this on it. Genome hacking. Raging Amethyst. We're gonna try and claw our way back into this game. It's looking sketchy though. That's why our metal makings aren't hurting or hitting as hard too. We had 2 medals prized. All they're gonna need to do is set up a Blood Moon and they'll have game after we take the last 2 prizes. Or if they can, yeah, they just have to set up a next attacker after the Surledge EX. So if they can get another Charcadet down, that's huge for them. But we're gonna have Iono. Our Iono has to be huge here. We're gonna Iono them the 1. They're gonna get flip the script for 3. This Nest Ball, yeah, if it gets them Blood Moon, oh, Charcadet, okay, so they're gonna have to hit the Surledge EX on their next turn. Another Nest Ball. Oh, they're really thinning out. 2 Charcadets out now. They have 1 Surledge here, 1 Surledge there, 1 Stretcher there. They're getting the Charcadet ready as well. Flip the script. So here we're hoping that they actually have we're hoping they have game in hand. We're hoping that they have game in hand, so when we Iono them the 1, they don't have game in hand. Jamming Tower is fine. We don't care about Jamming Tower. We do have the Postwick ready to go. It's going to come down to us hitting 2. We're going to need to hit 2 off the Metal Maker here for a chance at this game. So let's bump the stadium. We have to thin out as much as we can. We can't play Arven. We have to play Iono this turn. Okay, let's go Metallic Signal. 6 energies in deck. And we have a 16 card deck. Y'all can calculate the odds. Metal Maker first, Metal Maker second. We have 2 Ultra Balls used up. I think we're out of Ultra Balls. I think we're just good to rip the Metang. Here we go. Metal Maker for 2. Yes! Okay. We're hanging on by a thread. Oh my god. Actually, no, we only need Metal Maker for 1. I was stressing out over nothing. Okay. So now that we have Zacian ready, we can go retreat. We have knockout. Do you want to Fez before or after? I don't know. I think we want to go hand attached to... Let's go hand attached to the Metang. Honestly, I probably should have dropped in the Mega Mawile. I think that was the play. I own it a 1, and I'm happy we were able to keep this game close and competitive for you guys for this very last one. Because, oh my gosh, this has been a close one. Iron Bundle is going to stay. We're going to go Brave Slash here. And so now we need Surledge to not make an appearance. This is the game The big play of the game here. Can they get Surge Edge on? And if they do, they win. If they don't, we win. Is Iono a one a lie? 2-card hand. Flip the script. Here we go. Don't play Night Stretcher. Don't evolve. Don't discard with fighting energy. Oh, no. No. You know what? I would consider this matchup like a 2080. So the fact that we were able to make it this close, I cannot complain. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button down below, and I'll catch you guys in a future video.